Hello, I'm Mark,
I'm Casey.
And I'm Patrick.
and welcome to the Tesla Life, where tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Germany and a couple stories that have come out lately and try to figure out what's going on. With that, roll the intro, Casey. Welcome to the Tesla Life. Thanks very much for joining us this evening. With me, as always, we have Mr. Casey Green joining us and Mr. Patrick Connor joining us as well, co-hosts of the show. Tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about Germany. A couple stories that have come out recently. First one, it's a destructive story. We've got a environmental group that have claimed responsibility for a couple of Tesla vehicle fires that have happened. And these fires are on purpose fires. This is vandalism. These are people that are lighting vehicles on fire while they're parked and no one is in them. And
if they were the people who cardboard forest on fire, the power subplant to the building, the paint shop.
Yeah, this is the latest issue of fire in Germany. So we've got these cars were both lit up last week in parking lots that were not too far apart. The police of the area have actually taken the vehicles into their impound yard to do a bit of an investigation. They think that this may, before, of course, the group admitted or claimed that they've done this, the police were thinking that there was a connection to the two fires. There was also a fire the week before on a Tesla vehicle in someone's driveway. So this has been happening recently, and this environmental group that claims that they have targeted Tesla because of what Tesla stands for. Some of the information on their website indicate that they have a problem, for example, of Elon Musk's company Starlink being connected to the war in Ukraine. They have a problem that Tesla batteries are used to power Starlink in some cases for these wars that are happening. They have a problem with Tesla's actually eating up resources for a country. So mineral resources, mining, the way that you have to get the minerals, transport it to a place to have 500,000 vehicles made, the pollution from that, the pollution from cutting down the cardboard forest, for example, to build a factory. All these roundabout ways because they don't believe it's right. And they've decided that they're going to take action against Tesla themselves because they believe that their way is the only way. And I have to say that this is ridiculous. They live in a democracy. If you have an issue with what's going on with your government and your local government's approval of a company to come in and set up shop, change that government legally. You can't take it upon yourself to be the 1 or 12 of only the citizens in that area of Germany and indicate that you have the right way and therefore you have the right to change what other people have put in place. That's anarchy. That's all that is.
Military, yeah. So I just want to start out by saying that when you mine the materials and you light them on fire, and I didn't realize until I planned to say that also applies to these cars here, but I was thinking in terms of gasoline and diesel. You light it on fire and it's gone. Same case with this car. So now you got to mine it again. Whereas if the car is allowed to live its normal car life cycle, you can now recycle that, and then you don't have to mine for virgin metals anymore. And in fact, the recycled product is better than the virgin product as far as the power output, longevity, and the energy capacity of these lithium-ion batteries.
Yeah, it's not effective. It's not in any way. This vandalism is going to result in what? The CO2 that's released from the fire that they caused. The the worst part of this is that they claim to be an environmental group. If they just said they were an anti-Tesla group, at least they'd look a lot less hypocritical, because this is all the actions that they're taking are not going to get the result they claim they want. It's just making them look stupid. It's not actually bringing attention to all the horrible things that Tesla's doing. And if you are an environmental group, what are you fighting for? To maintain the status quo where we drill and spill oil and put CO2 into our atmosphere until the planet fries? That's your agenda? That's not an environmental group. There's something wrong.
The opposite of your agenda, which is...
Yes, my agenda for a future free from fossil fuels. Their agenda is status quo, same old crap until we die. That's not a good agenda. I don't support this one.
Yeah, being able to pick vehicles, a certain vehicle out of the mix, and then, okay, what happens with the ICE vehicles that have been on this earth and burning fuel for 100 years now? And that hasn't stopped at all. At least Tesla and other EVs have started to change that tide. They are working towards a way to make it a future free of fossil fuels. And in order to do that, the more of these vehicles that get on the roads, the more of those less polluting vehicles are on the roads, and you've got a situation where it starts to change that tide. Whereas just burning these cars, it's not going to do anything, and on top of it, you're hurting the cause.
Yeah, but and when we look at it, like if they're believing any of the FUD, if they want to believe that the electric cars are dirty to build, yeah, they are. But not for long. Within the stat has come down to now within the first 2 oil changes of that gas car, the electric car has been caught up and then ready to surpass. So if you throw away your new gas car at the 2nd oil change or earlier, then you have an argument. But I don't know many actually in that.
Yeah, I think of one, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, right?
That was about it.
But as long as you are following the maintenance schedule and you keep your car for any length of time, the EV is cleaner at that point.
Absolutely. Another bit of news from Germany is that, of course, Giga Berlin has been talking about expansion. They're currently making, or can make, up to 500,000 cars under the mandate that they have from the municipality at this point, and of course the infrastructure that they've built. Tesla wants to expand that infrastructure. They want to put in a rail yard. They want everything to be delivered by rail, both the incoming products and the outgoing cars. So they want to build a rail yard. They want to build an additional production line. They want to build a kindergarten for the factory employees. They want to make improvements to the roadway that connects to the major highway that's just outside of the plant. They want to cut down a number of trees to build this secondary plant. And of course, they're going to have a tree replanting ability as well. So they, of course, have submitted a proposal to the municipality that they're located in. And the municipality have the rights to actually push this forward or not. The municipality decided that they were going to speak to the people of the municipality, and they actually had a vote on this. 71% of the municipality actually submitted a vote, which is a very high vote count, which is great. Unfortunately, only 35% had agreed with the expansion of the Tesla plant. The mayor of that municipality is quite upset that they did not look at the benefits that Tesla was bringing. All they were looking at was the problem that they perceived was going to happen with more trucks arriving on site, when Tesla had clearly indicated that they were going to start using the rail a lot more. They're even going to be, April 1st, they're going to start shipping in employees by rail from Berlin. So this rail link is something that Tesla is expanding. But again, the vote that the municipality held with its residents is not binding in any way. The mayor and the municipality have the ultimate say. It sounds like the mayor's behind this expansion, but it remains to be seen if there is going to be issues as this comes down to the approval of the permits that ultimately will come to the municipality for them to review. So not really sure how this is going. But again, I look at this kind of like we looked at the last story. We've got a progressive company that's producing emission-free cars that are starting to fill up your country and clean the air. And you, as a property owner in a certain municipality, are upset with what? With some noise, with some extra trucks that are rolling down the road. Let's not forget the jobs and economic spin-offs for this community that they're actually receiving. And this is something that I believe that this municipality is being a little bit short-sighted in what's going on here. But what do you guys think?
So they claim water usage, and Mr. Patel over at BizDev, and he explained that they're already at 100% recycling of their water, and they don't need new water for this expansion. This whole site has always been water. In addition to the snake mating and the endangered ants and whatever else, it just seems that we're not a zero impact species, so it would make sense to go for the things that minimize our overall impact, and these folks just aren't seeing it that way, apparently, time and time again.
Yeah, I wonder why they even held a vote if the vote is non-binding. And if the mayor supports it and is going to approve it anyway, now all he's done is
kind of hurt himself, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Made some people not like him.
Yeah, it's interesting that Tesla has always indicated that they would expand the plant at some point. Pushing it to 1 million cars a year is what they're after. They've also indicated, Casey, as Casey mentioned about the water, they're building another water recycling plant as part of this. And they're also building the ability for the site to contain a recycling area for batteries. So they're trying to build in all these other things that other Tesla plants have on site. And they're adding this recyclability to the Giga Berlin plant. And I would say that there could be a problem here if there was a track record over the past 2 years of Tesla being belligerent or not following the rules or leaking stuff into the environment that is harmful. But these type of this plant has been pretty upfront with the people and of course the regulations that they have to abide by.
They had to firefighting foam in the concrete driveway from a fire that would happened. Oh my goodness, they are so cavalier with our water.
Yeah, that's the other thing about this. So one of the ongoing complaints has been Tesla's water use. And so part of this expansion is more water reclamation. And yet it's being opposed, which really makes me wonder about the arguments in the first place. They're a little specious.
Maybe it's the same people who set the cars on fire in like BMW Village or whatever. Not to disparage BMW. I'm just saying.
BMW's not going to sponsor this show now.
No, we're never going to get them as a sponsor. Not a chance. Not after a comment like that. I jest, Casey. I jest. But that's interesting. We've got a segment of the population that obviously is not won over. Maybe they're not being presented the proper facts. Maybe I could understand a few landowners that are very close to the plant that may have an issue with traffic. I can understand that, but I can't understand 75% of the population having an issue because 75% of the population isn't connected close to where this plant actually exists. So they should be getting the benefit. Those should be shops in the downtown that are actually getting more customers because they've got people that are coming to this this factory and working and spreading tax dollars all over the place. This is something that's a benefit to the vast majority of the community. I just wonder if it wasn't communicated correctly, but this is something that we've noticed with Germany from the beginning, is that they are of different values that look at things a lot different than what we do here in North America. Maybe they believe that we're just nothing but polluters, and we just burn resources all the time. But I think that, there's a happy medium here, that you could come up with a solution such as a rail yard that's going to reduce traffic and not actually double the amount of trucks that go into that plant, and being able to offset some of that. It's interesting that there may be a different mindset here. But as we've seen with the earlier story about environmentalists burning Teslas because they feel they're the enemy, I think there's some role to be played on both sides here, where a compromise would make a lot of sense to everyone involved.
It kind of reminds me of the Rivian plant in Georgia, where they went around to all the farmers and said, they're going to destroy your crops, they're going to poison your food, you won't be able to sell it. And then Rivian said, okay, well, if you don't want us here, we'll go somewhere else. And they're like, oh, the jobs are gone. It's like, yeah,
the jobs are gone. Both ways.
Works. And then they reversed it real quick, and now the plant is on its way to opening. But I wonder if that's the same sort of campaign we're seeing, of just spreading misinformation throughout the locals.
Well, with that, we will certainly keep our eye on the story. If you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up. That helps us out immensely. Press that bell button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. That helps us immensely, and doesn't cost you anything. And with that, we will wrap it up this evening. Good night from myself, from Casey, from Patrick, and we will catch you next time on The Tesla Life.